What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another rebuild on Madden 22. It is a realistic style rebuild of the Atlanta Falcons, who are a team that are actually kind of surprising a few people here and there every other week. It seems it's not really super consistent in the NFL. A team that in Madden-wise may be the worst team in the game. I'm trying to think of other teams, but in Madden, I don't think there is, especially considering Matt Ryan still has like 2 or 3 years on a pretty much guaranteed contract, and his overall's low. We'll show you guys now. Obviously, it's a realistic style, but there's still Madden aspects to it, right? Like, in real life, Matt Ryan could just go off like he sometimes does. But in Madden, if I'm not going to adjust it myself, he can't. He literally can't. He'll be done. So 83 overall, 36 normal. If I decide not to fix him, if he has a really good year, he's done for. It doesn't matter what he does. So, obviously in that sense, in a Madden franchise, they're probably the worst. Sharp looks like he needs help. He's like, please, I'm not gonna show you I need help, but my eyes kind of tell you, blink twice if you want to be freed. And not that he's like the greatest player ever. I put Cordero Patterson at Superstar because once upon a time he had Superstar in Madden, and he's always kind of been that guy that if you put him in the right situation, he can make plays for you. And obviously he is probably playing the best in his entire career right now, other than maybe some of those flashes early on with the Patriots for a moment in time. Obviously, always a great kick returner. I don't even know if they have him at kick return. It seems like he's been too much of an offensive weapon to risk him out there, but he's actually been insane for them, so I put him from normal to superstar. I don't know if it's going to matter too much here in Madden, because once again, it's a running back / wide receiver type. I don't know if I'm going to fix that, but if Matt Ryan plays well, I think I will fix it. But speaking of Matt Ryan in real life, he's playing like a normal Matt Ryan would, performing really well against the teams that suck, and then showing some inconsistencies against the teams that are good. Outside of maybe the Saints defense, he played pretty well against. Kyle Pitts, slow start, but looking really, really good now. Offensive line, it's the Falcons' offensive line. They've had issues for years now. Jake Matthews has always been that kind of like average guy, and he's kind of like playing average, below average here. And then Lindstrom's probably their best lineman. I mean, I'm not even probably, definitely is their best lineman. Gage is not taking the step that they were hoping he would. And then Calvin Ridley's been injured again a ton like usual. But as far as defensively, this unit, for some reason, I don't know how, but they're actually not a bad unit together. But as you can see here in Madden, there is a lot to fix. But of course, AJ Terrell as an 82 overall, I know, he had a slow start, and now he's having a really good year this year in his second year, but maybe a little low still for him. 82 overall, probably should see him be a higher overall, maybe 86 at least, but, it is what it is. I'm not going to argue. Who the hell is this? It's a former Viking, isn't it? Is it? His picture looks nothing like the thing at all. The outside linebackers, I don't know what this is. Do they have an injury, or is this literally who they're fielding? Middle linebackers, I know the overalls are high here, but the linebackers in Atlanta, they used to be like so good. Dion Jones was supposed to be that guy that was going to take the NFL by storm, going to be the next Bobby Wagner, and he's just been so inconsistent. Still the best, coverage linebacker there, but Aluokin, not playing super well, to be honest. He actually started the year off pretty well, I'm pretty sure, and now he's kind of declined a bit. Grady Jarrett has been another kind of Dion Jones type, a guy that's supposed to take the league by storm, and he's been good, just not elite like he normally would be. Once again, it does probably hurt all of these players that, outside of like Dion Jones, Grady Jarrett, and Terrell here, everyone else is pretty bad, right? They're not great. So obviously we're going to replace a lot. We either replace the entire outside linebacker group, the entire interior. I'm assuming this is a 3-4. I don't really know a whole lot about the Falcons, to be honest. We need 2 corners. We need a safety, 2 safeties. We need some picks on offense. It's a very tough team. This is at minimum a 5-year rebuild. At minimum. I might go to 7 on this one. I don't even know. Maybe I just freaking do a 30-year rebuild and we get a Super Bowl at year 29. I don't know. But regardless what happens, pray for me. And, one prayer can be unlocked by leaving a like and subscribing. That's not true. It's false. I'm not going to make you feel bad. You don't do it if you don't want to, okay? It is what it is. If you want to be here, you can be here. If not, take a pamphlet, pass it on. The one thing you could do, though, second channel Pierre plays, And then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams. And yeah, let's get this probable disaster on the way, to be honest. Actually, I'm going to look at these injuries because there may be some big name I'm just forgetting about. Dante Fowler, that's the big name. Yo! Did I sell? I put on pre-existing injuries. I thought Calvin Ridley has a chance to return, no? Is that not a thing? I thought I seen him being doubtful recently. Surely if you have a torn pectoral and you're out for the season, it's not doubtful each week. You're literally just done. Well, this team's screwed. Of course, I do have us with a 4-4 record. I will have us with a 4-4 record, but yeah, I don't know about after that. Hopefully we get a top 5 pick, just to be honest. I really honestly just hope Matt Ryan sucks. I just hope it. Actually, no, I don't hope it because we're stuck with him no matter what. So I hope he's actually like above average, and then as soon as we can get rid of him, he just sucks. And normally I actually do all the scouting stuff, but other than making sure I have good scouts, I'm pretty much just going to let the AI do it because we literally need so freaking much. As much as I think that's a really good idea, tackles usually suck in the draft class, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's so bad, dude. Right guard, center, actually probably the better call. Center in general. But yeah, we have such a bad team. It really doesn't matter. Honestly, we could use literally every position. There's not a single position on this team that we're locked in at. Even linebacker, we could go to a 4-3. There's nothing really holding us in place in a 3-4. I just hope that Atlanta has a lot of money, but the fact that they decided to trade Julio tells me they don't, because I remember that they were in a bit of a salary crunch. Although here's a bunch of money. I don't know, dude. Doubled up? Jesus! They paid Matt Ryan double! I don't know what's in the cap. It doesn't matter. Kaminsky, it literally doesn't matter. Isn't he old? Not old for real life, but old in Madden, right? He's probably 26? Unless I'm thinking of a different Kaminsky. Yeah, 25. Okay, dude, I don't care. I really don't. Jesus Christ, John. All right, we have some negotiations. I'm not sure who this team needs to pay. Aluokin, that's a little pricey, but it's not a bad deal. He's actually pretty good. Can we get him for a little bit less, though? I mean, it's not a lot. I'm just, really? Okay. That means you hate the contract, then. Young Hoku, a guy that they let go all the time. I'm not really sure why. Whoa! I'm not trying to judge people's head sizes, but that doesn't look real. Looking at his image on the, his picture there, it looks pretty normal, but in-game, yo! How does he walk? Cordero Patterson, please don't do me like this, buddy. I can't do a 3-year 20. You're 30 years old. Oh my God. I'm going to let Russell Gage go as well. This team actually isn't that good in salary situation, especially if you consider how many players here are gone. What is this, 25 players? This team's actually not in a good way at all. Honestly, if I'm Atlanta, I'm not sure why you pay Matt Ryan. I mean, I think you kind of just reset the roster, dude. You just go to league type, you click fantasy draft, and then you just work with that. Honestly, I don't see it, especially in this division, man. Which I will say, stop winning, please, Atlanta, stop. There's literally no shot that this team is doing this well, and then we get smoked. 8-9. Why would you do this to you? Why would you subject yourself to an 8-9 season without Calvin Ridley even around? Why? Why would you beat these teams? I don't understand. We're 8-9. We're going to have pick 19, and we literally need every single position possible. Matt Ryan was awful. I cannot save him. Please retire. Please, Matt Ryan. I don't know if he retires often year one, but please just do it. Cordero Patterson, obviously not super great for us here, but I still want to try to get him back if I can because he is superstar. Russell Gage, Zashius. This guy I thought was supposed to be pretty decent for him. I haven't actually paid attention to him. My bad, bro. But let's take a look at the O-line. I mean, once again, I've seen much worse in Madden Sim than that. Aluokin and Dion Jones. He did not accept the contract. I offered him more. He did not want it, so... Man, this is really the worst team in Madden. The Bears used to kind of be, maybe that team, but obviously with Justin Fields, they jumped from in the 30s to middle of the pack because obviously he's really good for sim and all that. I really do not care about awards because you typically expect to win one when you care. I don't expect to win one. Nobody was good enough on this team at all. Maybe Grady Jarrett to be in like number 9 out of top 10 D linemen. That's pretty much it. The Buccaneers win the Super Bowl over the Jaguars. Let's take a look at the potential dev ups. There might have been like 1 or 2 just because we did have so many normal dev guys. Defensively, Kaminsky, he was nice, man. Good job, John Kaminsky. Doesn't matter at all. I still want him gone. This team, dude. I'm sorry, Falcons fans, but Lord Jesus, what is happening here? This is not a good-looking squad. I think, once again, you just hit that reset button. I'm hoping freaking Matt Ryan just retires. But I imagine he probably didn't, right? Falcons. Oh, I seen a white guy and a name, and I was like, Matt Ryan? It's not Matt Ryan, unfortunately. 30 mil. We have 30 mil left, and we have no talent, dude. Franchise tag? You can't. That's just too much money. I may tag Aluokin, though. You have one last chance. I'm offering him what he wants, and he accepts it. Fair freaking enough. 4-year deal at 27. Love it, man. Love it. Russell Gage didn't dev up. I mean, this is a bad situation we find ourselves in. This is not good. There's got to be someone on this team making a fortune that we can get rid of. Besides Matt Ryan, of course. Who is it? One of you please just be making a fortune. I do remember Jake YMCA. But we still can spend a bit of money. I know this team loves to run the ball. Well, they used to love to run the ball. They haven't really had a good enough running back. Besides, I guess, Cordero now, I guess, to really do that. Devontae, that's just too much money. It's also a guy that, I don't know if you would want to come here, maybe, but I feel like there's better options for him. Chris Godwin, I think, like, if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you got to get complimentary pieces because you're not good enough to win right now. I know a superstar could help you, but I think it's complimentary pieces you want. I don't think you want, like, top-tier 20-plus mil a year guys on the team. You want some guys like 7, 8 mil that can all just kind of help you get to at least an average squad, and then maybe the draft can push you over the top. A return of Devondre would be kind of cool, but it's not going to happen. Really liking it. We need pass rush, and we need a lot, man. All right, I offered a bunch of contracts. A lot were low balls. We'll see what happens. A lot of low balls to players that didn't. Oh, that hurts. We got a punter. We got a punter. You've got to be kidding me. I offered Fournette the most money. Didn't take it. I offered Dante Jackson the most money. He didn't take it. The Dante Jackson one is definitely the biggest L out of all of them, though, without a doubt. Carlton Davis still there. I've done that move a few times. I wouldn't say he's necessarily like a bad fit, but I just don't want to do the same moves all the time. But I guess we're stealing him from a division rival as well, so it kind of fits, right? Like, you know, kind of getting trashed on in Tampa. You know, everyone's always talking about how bad the corners are there. So, you know, get a little revenge saying, yeah, well, we're so bad, then why the hell am I doing well here on a division rival, huh, punk? Or just he is bad, and then, you know. Ooh, okay, so Will Fuller's a little bit of a risky one. He's 28, 81 overall. We gave him a 3-year 20, which isn't bad at all. And then Carlton Davis, obviously a 4-year 38. Huge contract for us. 84 overall. I didn't even think he was that good, to be honest, but apparently he is. We weren't going to go QB, but Matt Ryan played like trash, and he's a 75 overall normal now, so I will likely be going QB. I put this guy on the list earlier. He should be at 70. He is now going to be at 99 if the game was actually working properly. I'm not saying I'm going to go in and cheat and look at his overall, but I will say, realistically, we should be allowed to. But I won't. But Pat Wilford will be another guy we look at. And then, what was the other one? It was a wide receiver, but because we got Fuller, do I even want to look anymore? He looks really fast. Where the hell is he? Am I stupid? Where was he? Is he higher than I thought? Excuse me. Oh, he's right there. Vision problems, I'll tell you. But hopefully we can actually look at these players and see things, because some of them actually look pretty good. We have pick 11, believe it or not. 8 and 9 is pick 11. I thought it was going to be like 18, 19 or something like that, but I guess not. But as far as these players go, are you joking me? Come on, man. I think we had some other offers on. I don't remember who the hell it was on, though. Let's see if we get anyone. We had some pass rushers offered, but I don't know if any of them are going to take a deal. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. I said hurry up. Damn it. And no, we lose Brown. We lose Patterson. We lose Barnett. So we have no running back. Yay. There are a couple of running backs that are like day 3s. Who knows when they're going to go. They look okay. I mean, we'll probably have to take 1 or 2. Kind of depends on if any of them are decent, when we actually draft them by being the 2 part. Obviously, if we take 1 and he's good or whatever, it is what it is. But we have pick 11. We have so many needs. We're stuck with Matt Ryan for another year. So, yes, I don't want to lose the quarterback, McGinnis. Man, he is a 1 to 2. Crap, I don't know. I think I'm going to move down to 20. I think no matter what, I'm moving down to 20, and we're going to see what happens. Maybe the Eagles have, multiple picks still. I don't know what picks. They're usually, all top 10, so hopefully they do. They, I would assume, already grabbed a quarterback. They do not have multiple firsts. The Lions with pick 18. Can we make this work? This is actually considered pretty fair. It says that we're giving them 10 less, and I think the game actually kind of feels that's the same. Because if you look at this, it's, literally right on the freaking edge. They do have a 6th-round pick. Please tell me that's enough, because I'm not giving up a 5th. There you go. I'll take it. From 11 to 18, gain 25. Obviously, it costs us 54 on top, but overall, that's a win. What is Detroit? Don't take the QB. Okay, they took a corner. If the quarterback's there at 18, we're obviously taking him. And, I don't know. I'm not really sure if he is. But obviously, we have so many needs that I was willing to just let him go. And he is there. I think you have to take him, even though the game's cucked us over. Bench press sucks, but look at the speed. An A to mid. Strength is solid. Throw power is good. I'm guessing 88 throw power. I don't know about anything else. Normal, he's a 90 throw power, 90 speed, 90 excel. I mean, this is a guy you juice your flubin tubin. I don't even know what that means, too, if you get him, obviously. But normal dev, that is an L. We'll see what overall is. If he's even close to Matt Ryan, he's just going to start. And this might be a sell, but I don't want to trade. No! No, 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 no! They take him 1 pick before us. That is actual freaking believable. That was hands down the pick. That was so much the pick, it hurts. That is so BS. Please just suck, dude. He had an A in one of them. I can't remember what it was. But that is an L we just took. Of course they take him 1 pick before us. Just take him 2 picks before, so I don't know. I don't need to know. Literally all the other options were just so bad. I mean, 2 to 3 there. You have a 1 to 2 here, but Chris Barnett, he's 270. Fair enough, he can still play edge, but 29 reps, 4.75. There's nothing redeeming about him here. I'm seeing nothing there. You have Brian, what's his name? Brian Barden, 23. He's not actually an edge rusher. Might still be worth taking at this rate, but honestly, I don't know. I should have traded up. I sold, man. Andrew Dixon looks pretty good. I'm just going to take him, I guess, in normal dev. Damn it, I'm actually defeated. I actually legitimately feel defeated after the Dolphins just did that. I mean, we got 2 normal dev players. That's just... Marquell Roberts is still there. He looks really good. I'm still going to just take Marquell. Just give him to me. Another normal. Oh my, look at the speed, though. Okay, so, I mean, it's a good pick, but another normal. EA, stop! Please! I am selling this draft hard, dude. Not that it's really my choice, and to be fair, they could all be great players, just normal dev. Normal dev happens, but this is an L, man. This is so bad. Zach Roberts, still probably a guy I would go for. But honestly, are any of these guys worthy of a trade-up? Antoine Weber... I mean, he looked okay with his benchies, but I didn't get to see the rest of his ratings. Probably let him go, too. I don't know, dude. I think we're just going to skip ahead. Faulkner's pretty good. I think you either take Faulkner or the other guy we were looking at if they're there at pick 11 in the 3rd. But, I mean, that is heartbreaking. The devs are heartbreaking, but the Dolphins taking that edge rusher when they did, I mean, our edge sucks. It is awful. But I will say they needed edge as well. Not that they would care. They're like, I don't give a crap what we needed. We don't give a crap. It's not our job. Faulkner's a bigger need, but I think the other guy's a bit more guaranteed. But do you take him anyways? We need it. Oh, it's a tackle, though. I'm going to risk it. Oh, my God. Another normal dev. We're probably still going to be moving to a 4-3, so I'm actually going to trade up for the middle linebacker as well. I don't even care at this point. I'm just going to sell the whole team. Why am I even doing this? Like, honestly, why am I trading up here? This is just so stupid. This isn't even a fair trade either. Seattle's not even going to take this damn thing. Although at this rate, it wouldn't surprise me if we are the first pick in the 3rd round. So I'm going to give them 2 fifths and a 3rd. If they take it, they take it. They don't, they don't. Thank you. We're going to be taking the middle linebacker. Going to have another normal dev, and this is going to be the worst draft I've ever had, especially considering we started with pick 11. Like, that is really bad. Oh, the safety, though. I forgot about him. Oh my, I almost forgot about him. This guy's definitely the choice, especially since he could play linebacker if we need. Nigel Thompson, please EA. Of course, he is pretty fast, 6'4", who knows, but if I don't see at least a couple of 74 pluses, I will cry. I do not care. I have no freaking feelings anymore. There's actually a couple of players I have. There's 2 running backs. I forgot to put them on my thingy, but they look decent enough. One of them's really fast, but he's super small. Kind of reminds me of like a Jaquiz Rogers type, and there is a reason why I said that name. That is not going to help me, is it? Whatever, the Colts, I guess. I don't even know what pick that is. We went from 11 to 21, gained a 7th. That is not significant at all, but whatever. No one else is offering me. Congrats on the steal, I guess. And the Cowboys want to... I guess I'm just going to go with the best available looking running back. Once again, they are all day 3, so that could be the end of day 3, the beginning of day 3. We're just going to take someone... And where was he? Which one was he? Oh, yeah, Joshua Lucas. Don't know a lot, but he's A carrying, power back looking, and he has a 4.47 with a decent 3-cone. I mean, it's a risk. I don't really know what to expect. I'm just going to take him. And a hidden. Thank you, Lord Jesus. 88 speed, a lot slower than I would have thought. 4.47 should be like 89, 90, but I suppose 90 excel, 89 agility. Finally, a freaking win. Finally. I'm going to go to the next round. I'm going to see if I have anyone else, because maybe we can save this draft with some gems. Clifton Bayer. Oh my God, what am I doing? I know it's not everything. It's just awareness and whatnot, but you gotta. Like, the draft we've had, you've got to risk it. I don't know what we can even give the Giants. What do you guys need? What do you guys actually need? But if that wide receiver we took has a decent overall, I might just make him the number 2 with Fuller as the slot guy, which, in fairness, with his injury problems, it probably is a realistic and a smart thing in general to do. I'm going to keep that 7th. 4th and a 7th for 129. It is the beginning of the 5th, so I actually probably should have given them that extra 7th, because, I don't know, if I'm the Giants, I probably don't take that trade, even though I believe the Falcons are probably going to be pretty bad here, or we're going to be bad anyways. Clifton Bayer actually looked really good with just what we could see. Please be good. And a hidden dev. I might not be done. I might have to go back in. I might have to triple dip. And he's still somehow there. I'm going to go not to the Giants. We already made that trade. Let's go to the Dolphins. Cuck them. There you go. You can have Caleb McGarry. I don't know why you would want him, but sure. Please be a hero. Just be a hidden. Clock expired. Normal. Does have 93 strength, 84 excel. You knew the luck was going to run out. Fair enough, though. I mean... It is what it is. We did get the punter, so we don't actually need a punter. Let's see what these devs are. These, well, the 2 devs we have, and then let's see the overalls. If the quarterback, like I said, is 74 or higher, he's starting. Please be 74 or higher. Please, for the love of Jesus. 75, 72, 76, 70, another 70. Look at the running back. Yo, so a lot of normals. Obviously, a lot of normals, but... It could have been so much worse. We're going to find out how sad this is. Oh. Please don't be hidden. Okay, he is normal. He is normal. But goddamn, is it still suck. That is the starting edge rusher for the rest of the rebuild right there. But you know what? Once again, it could have been a lot worse. Let's take a look at Hal McInnes. He's the starter. He's literally better than Matt Ryan already, and he's only normal. So imagine. Just imagine. But of course, Dixon, let's take a look at Andrew Dixon. I kind of wanted him to be our edge, but he's not fast enough. He's okay, but nothing crazy. But this guy, definitely the new number 2. We basically just got Fuller. We basically just got a new Fuller right here. Put him at number 2, with Fuller at number 3. Faulkner, he was normal, right? 70 overall. I mean, not bad, but I mean, pretty much as a backup. But this safety, not a bad little steal. I know his dev was bad, but he was obviously a great pick and a steal in general. Let's take a look at Joshua Lucas. How good is he? Oh my, those are some pretty good ratings. Injuries great. Stamina and toughness aren't great, but got some catching traits. Automatic starter, because we literally have no answer there. We have nobody. But even if we did, he would still potentially give them a run for their money. Only star, but speaking of star, I think there's a new star here in Atlanta. That's the guy. And then Bayer, obviously the new starting right tackle. A little raw at some spots, but overall, a win, obviously. We needed a win, and him and the running back and even the safety are huge wins. Star dev. Was there anyone else that we wanted? I don't think so. There could have been some guys up there, but overall, I think we ultimately did make the right call. That quarterback still is very good. He's just normal. Oh, yeah, the linebacker. Let's take a look. I think his name was Roberts, too, wasn't it? Or wasn't? I can't remember. Here's Weber. 70 overall. Normal. Okay, I'm glad I didn't trade up for him. Not that we did perfectly anyways. Where was that middle linebacker? It wasn't Willis or Wills, whatever the hell his damn name is. He definitely would have been gone, wouldn't he? He would have been gone on the second. Oh, was he not? This was him, actually. Zach Roberts, of course, he was hidden. Of course. But I think it was between Roberts and the tackle, wasn't it? So if that's the case, I would take the tackle 10 times out of 10, obviously. But let's take a look at how good he was in star. I mean, we missed out, but a lot of the guys were normal or star anyways, so it just wasn't a great draft. We had pick 11. We turned it in some extra players. If we would have just traded down instead of taking the DT, it would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, that DT is kind of a bad player. But yeah, we're going to probably still move on to a 4-3, I imagine. But I don't even know what we're going to do because our edge still sucks. People watching this rebuild, they're like, finally, we can get some edge rushers in Atlanta. It's like, nope. He sold. Like, look at this. Those are the projected starters on the edge, man. God damn, dude. I'm going to have to freaking maybe trade for someone. Let's see if there's anyone in free agency. I offered on a bunch of old guys. They didn't accept, but they also didn't reject, so they might just be in there. We trade a 4th this and a 5th next for Monty Rice to start at right outside linebacker. I know they have Michael Walker, but he just doesn't have enough juice for me. We traded Marlon Davidson to start FDT, 24 years old, and a 6th round next year to the Raiders for 83. I just feel like Star Dev is nice, obviously, but it's not super, super hard to get, even though it has been lately for us. And our DT we drafted, even though he is normal, does have way higher upside. He had like almost the same block shed and like plus 10 to one of the power, either power move or finesse. I can't remember. Probably finesse. So here is the squad for year 2. I mean, I gotta say, the devs aren't looking super great, but we do have a few additions that are hidden. Bayer and Lucas, obviously great names to add. Ridley's a starter again, healthy. Roberts is insane looking. And then Will Fuller, I mean, he's basically like a young Will Fuller. Like, basically, right? Like, you look at them, they're very comparable. O-line, you look at a replacement for left guard, and everything else looks pretty good. Even then, Mayfield is pretty young, so we'll give him some time. Once again, we do have to change to a 4-3, which I should have done before, but I just completely forgot. It's kind of like that Legends freaking rebuild. Oh, Lord. Disguise 3-4. You're not disguising anything. It's bad. Just didn't work. But now we can look at the defense. Obviously, Monty Rice is lower overall, but he has, youth. Looking at the safeties, youth as well. D-line, youth there. I'm not going to talk about his age there. Kaminsky is a starter, which is shocking. JPP and Olivier Vernon will be kind of like rotating. And then the corners are actually the strong suit now, with Carlton Davis being like a literal match to Terrell's overall and hopefully, production. Got a new punter, Gillian Davis or whatever. What's his name? Jamie Gillian, that's the one, or Gillen. We're looking good. We're looking better. Maybe not good, but better. What a freaking L. It's a tackle for a loss, dude. We are having what some would call the opposite of a good season, and now we have to re-sign players on top of it. I'm stoked. What a year. I mean, just what a year. A 4-year, 72. Grady Jarrett's actually not asking for that much. I know he's now at DT, but That's a win. A 2-year 23 for Grady Jarrett, I will take every day of the week. Lindstrom is going to be paid some money here. Obviously, not as much as Jake Matthews, and he's better and has more potential, but I'm cool with it. Thankfully, it's not as much. And Frank Kaminsky, even though we gave him so much crap earlier, may actually get a freaking contract. You got to be joking me. All right, I'm going to spoil it for you. No postseason again. We go 5-12. We were like 2-10 at one point, and then we started winning a bunch of games. I have no idea how we actually played. I just know we didn't win. So looking at some of these scores, I mean, we were somewhat competitive in some games. We beat some opponents that were actually pretty good. So, I mean, it wasn't a complete lost cause. I just hope that our quarterback was good enough to get a dev up, and he was pretty decent. I mean, better than Matt Ryan by a lot. Obviously did have, the receiving game of Ridley and Roberts, apparently. Should be dev ups for both the rookies, actually. Lucas, not so great, I'm going to be honest. Offensive line looks really bad, and it is. I will say Matthews kind of surprising me there. 8 sacks for Pierre-Paul, 10.5 for Grady Jarrett, 6 for Kaminsky, 5.5 for Dixon, not bad for a rookie, and then Olivier with 5. So did kind of share the load there a bit. Tackles were kind of meh. Picks were okay. Kicking, Young Hoku has been awful. He's missed like 4 to 5 kicks every single season now. Looking at the awards, we wouldn't have had too much, but maybe some rookie award. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course. We had a couple other guys nearby. Looking at other positions, there's just no chance. Like, there's just no way. But once again, not a complete lost cause. I mean, most likely a decent bit of XP and a dev up for the quarterback, which is really all you could ask for, which means that our top-tier draft pick can actually be used on most likely a pass rusher, or once again trading down for multiple players, even though that it didn't really super work out for us, as the Chiefs and Cowboys are in the Super Bowl, and it is the Chiefs who win. Well, I suppose let's take a look at the dev-ups, if we even had any, and on offense, we did. We had McGinnis, who obviously, what is his overall now? Well, 77 overall, but how good is he? D-backs, he's lacking a little bit, but obviously looks really solid. And then Roberts, who's a 79 overall. Let's take a look at his ratings. Can't tell if he went up in speed or agility or anything like that, but obviously well on his way to being a great complementary piece to Ridley, obviously the new number 2 automatically. Lucas ended up getting to an 80 flats, and yeah, spin move's pretty high on him. Pretty good stuff. I mean, not bad at all. Let's take a look at the defensive side of things. Any dev ups? The safety didn't go up, but Oluokun did. And a 2-year deal to Grady Jarrett goes well, as he is now an X factor. But yeah, some lackluster things, some positive things. I will say I might have to bump the XP sliders a little bit because they really didn't seem to go up too well there. I'm not going to lie. And Matt Ryan retires. I feel a little bad, but at the same time, we've been freed. The money doubles. Things can finally get underway. We have money on money. Gonna let Sheffield go. Sorry, Kaminsky, but I think we have a better option potentially into free agency. I would assume there's got to be someone. All we need is really one, and then maybe draft another. Let's take a look at the squad one more time, see what we're missing. So I think we can also probably get rid of Jake Matthews, which if we do, save a lot of money, I imagine. So we'd save quite a bit of money. If we can find someone in free agency, maybe we do that. Everyone else is kind of good, right? Like maybe a new left guard. Like I said, new left tackle. Defensively, we obviously need a pass rusher. Could use another coverage linebacker. We're actually not bad. We're pretty good. We need 2 pass rushers, potentially a free safety, maybe a coverage linebacker, and then 2 O-line, and we're good. Which, with the money we have and the draft pick we're going to have, that's pretty good. That's doable. But the question is, will there be any names here in free agency? That's the main thing. 90 mil pretty much to work with. The league is our oyster. I don't know if that's a thing people say, and it's not looking good already. Za'Darius Smith, I think with our lacking of pass rush, you have to do it. But I think we're going to give him 48 instead. We have Bobby. I don't know if we're really ready just now to, take a run at it, but maybe DT. I think Dixon played well enough to play again as a starter. But man, the edge being kind of weak here is something. Honestly, do we just give Za'Darius more? Because I don't want to lose him. Like, he's important. All right, moment of truth. Come on, Za'Darius. Do it. And we don't get Conklin, but We do get Za'Darius, which was by far the biggest need. Edge has been hugely lacking for us. We do get him on the 3-year 48 on top of it. And then Casey Hayward has a 1-year 8 to play free safety is great value. So at the draft, we have pick 4. The guy that we were looking at is a top 5. I don't know if he even looks as good. Of course, it didn't show me all of how good he was. But I seen that he was a top 5. His 40 time and all that is pretty decent. He's a B finesse. I was hoping to see more. I don't know. I might have to skip on him and go with Wilcox instead, who's also another guy that we don't know a whole lot about, even though he's 70% scouted. I mean, this is about as gone far as, about as badly as you can ask for. I will say, though, Lofton, who isn't, technically an edge, but even though he's big, he's super athletic, might be the better choice. I really don't know, dude. This scouting process has not gone the way I wanted it to. I think maybe Lofton, we trade down to 9, and whether Lofton's there or Wilcox is there, I mean, I think both of those look pretty good. Hell, we might not even have a choice. That right outside linebacker could be gone anyways. Top 5 means top 5, not pick 5. Could be gone literally right on this pick. And he's not, but he could have. He still could have been. So this really isn't even a win for us. But pick 4 for 9 and 41. We obviously gave up Franks and a 4th next year, but Franks is kind of just like a try to improve the value thing. It should have just went straight up. I hope they take a bust. They probably could take the outside linebacker, though. Nope. And they move up for a quarterback they would not have gotten. And they were playing that kind of hardball with me. Are you effing me in my A? Really? I will say, Wilcox looks like the prototypical edge. But 4.52... I do not know. We do have the ability to trade up if we absolutely had to. Even though Lofton is pretty good, I think I'm going to take the risk on the B block shed Wilcox, who is the I don't know. Lofton looks like a normal dev, but he looks like a 78 overall, which is, it's a win. But Wilcox might have better dev, and he is the better fit. I mean, 6'4", 251 is literally like prototype. It's literal perfection. I think, they might be both hidden. I'm going to do it. Whatever, dude. And he's hidden. Thank you, Jesus. I was not feeling great about this at all. Change of direction sucks. Who cares? He's a pass rusher. Oh, my God. It was almost a GG. I mean, you could almost take the other guy anyways. Just play DT, honestly. But we got our players. Thankfully, that was a close call. We almost sold. We would have had to do so much to get back up there. Safety, Trent Brown. So pretty much everything else is like day 3, basically, which is, I forgot about our draft picks. I thought we would have had like really bad ones. Jamie Weary, don't know a lot about him. I just know that his physicals are great, which, I mean, that's kind of the way a lot of these drafts have been going, is you don't know a whole lot. You just know their physicals are good. That's about it. Trent Brown, got an lineman name. Looks decent enough. We could kind of use a left guard, so I think I'm going to be willing to take the risk on him. But for this pick 4, I think we're going to trade down to the 3rd. We also don't have many draft picks for this draft, so this will obviously help us out. We have 2 really good second rounds, but outside of that, it's kind of, falling down a little bit. I'm going to take the Raiders pick. It's not great, but I mean, at least it's this year, I suppose. And Cleveland gets us down to 53, but they give us a 3rd next year. So, I mean, we're winning here. It's maybe not fair of a trade from Cleveland, but when you compare pick 4 down to 14, it overall kind of adds up. So it's, it is what it is. The Browns are hungry. They wanted 53 and 78, and we get 29 next year from them, which is, it's their risk, their funeral. And our next pick is in the 4th round, so I think we're going to be taking the lineman here. Mr. Trent Brown. Gotta love the name. Gotta love the dev. Ooh, you don't love the dev. He's normal. That's not good. I really hope we didn't sell in this draft because, I mean, we got a lot of value out of that extra 1st round next year, but as far as draft pick or like players go, I really don't feel like we did a great job here. What else do we have? Anything else? We have 2 safeties, a center, and a DT. They're all day 3, so they could all go like literally right here. This guy's zone sucks, but his man's decent. Ooh, is he really a cornerback, though? I don't know. He's 6'2", maybe. And then you have Massey here, who also you don't know a whole lot about, but a little bit better in the physicals. And by a little bit better, I mean a lot better. I think I'm going to take David Turner to potentially play the number 3 cornerback spot for us. David Turner, it is normal, just fast enough to do it. Agility, change of direction, and jumping kind of worries me, though, for corner, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, B, man, hopefully that's actually, like, close to what he actually is. Next pick is in the 6th round after this 4th round pick. Do we want to take a risk on someone else? Colton Bryan is still here, the center. And this guy kind of looks like similar to that one guy we drafted last draft. I'm going to go for him. And he is! Okay, so there are still kind of tendencies. You could tell by, well, I mean, to be fair, it could have just been luck, but a lot of the A's and the B's in there, you could kind of feel, you kind of feel it out that he was going to be good. And, I mean, it works out. So that's a win there. We'll see about all the other picks. Obviously, the lineman, the pass rusher, he's automatically star, so he's automatically better than what we've had for a while, but overall, we'll probably just draft someone here. I mean, we grabbed a fullback from free agency, so I'm not sure really what we need, but overall, it's a win, but how much of a win? Did we sell, but there was still a win attached to it, or did we just straight up sell? I'm going to take this tackle last pick. Once again, most of those guys suck, but all it takes is for an offensive lineman to be hidden, and I wouldn't say it's an automatic win, but, I mean, it's a win. It's definitely a win, but obviously not the case there. Let's take a look at what we had. Take a look at the 2 guys we passed, because, of course, we could have had the guy that the Jets took. We could have, but didn't know enough about him. This guy knew a little bit more about, and, of course, way better 40 time, and he's a 76 overall. Was Trent Brown normal? He wasn't he? Okay, so not the greatest draft in the world, but let's take a look at Wilcox. Very good. Swim, spin, high motor. That works for me. He's our new right end, as Za'Darius is our left end. I mean, what can you ask for? What more can you ask for? 53, 57, we'll go 58, and his dev is superstar. That's a win. We take those every day of the week. Let's take a look at how we passed, though, or how we sucked. Hidden, as you would expect. Technically better, I guess. I mean, he's got more traits as well. Let's take a look at his dev. I mean, unless he's an X factor, I don't really think, he's better, per se. If he's superstar, maybe there's some things. I don't know. He is a superstar X factor, but, I mean, I'm still happy with what we got. As long as Wilcox isn't better, fair enough. Wilcox are our guys. My bad. Wrong guy. Lofton is the guy. Manny Lofton, hidden, of course. Look at how fast he is. Of course, a little more raw as a pass rusher. He is built kind of like for a 3-4 defense on the interior, but obviously we would have played him at edge. He looks really good, though. I will say, he looks insane, and he is star. So, I suppose we technically made the right choice. It worked out. We got an extra first round next year. Got a couple of extra picks on top of it. It was a better draft. It is officially year 3, and I will say the team has a lot of potential. We're obviously looking... Wait, was Matt Hennessy always star this whole time? Am I missing something here? Was he... I swear he was normal this whole time. I don't know if I'm losing it or what's the story, but this is what the squad obviously looks like. Once again, high potential team. So many youngsters going into their second year. Hal McInnes, not a bad year at all. Got to star. That's really all that you could ask for. The whole line is star now. Left tackle could be replaced. Outside of that, though, it's perfect. Defensively, Aluokin, not a great overall, but good enough with superstar. The 2 corners, 85, 86 overall. Gritty Jericho's the X Factor. He's a 90. The edge is way better. Miles better than when we started. How long will Za'Darius last, though? I don't know. Did he play a year with us so far? Am I missing? Did he... I could have sworn this was the first year we're playing with him, but he's an 86. Is that what we got him as? Or am I just losing it? I'm pretty sure we just got him. I thought he was an 88. Did I get scammed? Either way, Casey Hayward, a free safety. I mean, it's definitely the best team we fielded. And we had an 8-9 season once before. I could see this being a playoff team, but once again, tough division, so it's kind of too early to tell. There we go. Nigel Thompson screwed up the first one. Got this one. Star Dev and 10k XP. Ooh, this is a tough one. Dion Jones, I think it's more of a tag situation. AJ Terrell is obviously just a god, so we're going to put him on a 6-year 95. It's not quite 100, but it's obviously still a great deal for him. Matt Hennessy will obviously get the contract. We obviously signed Raheem Mostert from free agency, but he's not the Raheem Mostert that we would normally have. He's only a 78 overall, so I didn't really mention it. We obviously have a lot of money left. We can definitely afford Dion Jones and maybe even Hayward, but I think Hayward be gone. Matthews, I think, would also be gone. You only need 1 lineman, so, I mean, even if you had to pay 15-20 mil for a god tier 1, at least you're getting a better talent anyways. Dion Jones likely gets the deal. But if I can just get him like on a 2-year, even 30, because like the tag is probably going to be a lot. Really? I have no idea if we even have a chance at the playoffs, and we win, and we did have a chance at the playoffs. I wonder where that put us. Had a little bit of a shaky start, finished out strong enough, and we were the 5th seed. Really? I thought we would have been like 6 or 7. I mean, 10 and 7 is not terrible, but and I just felt like we weren't even close to the top of the division, and I guess last second we almost got there. Of course, win-loss, 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 win-loss. So 4-4 to start, 3 in a row. Loss 1, won 1, loss 1, won 1, loss 1, won 1. I mean, there's a bit of a trend here. I don't know if you guys noticed it. It's not looking too good for us in this game. I'll just put it that way. Looking at the stats and awards, of course, 5th for Hal. I think he needs to have 4th or better to get Superstar. We'll find out, I suppose. Not a bad year, though. And Lucas. Why are you playing so badly when you are a god? Great trucking back. He's been developed as a elusive back as well. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. 3 1,000-yard receivers. Calvin Ridley just 5 off of getting to 4, which, I mean, that does not happen often. I don't even know if we've had one this year in a rebuild do that. Dion Jones, that should be Superstar, which is clutch timing. Still probably going to pop off the tag. Wilcox, 11, 13 for Grady Jarrett, 9.5 for Dixon. The worst one was Zedarius. That's pretty crazy. Really good year. And Younghoe Koo has been awful. I don't know if he needs a contract soon, but if he does, I think he's released. Broncos do have Aaron Rodgers, which is definitely something to say the least. Not bad at all, seeing that he's a 90 overall still, which is kind of surprising. Wilcox, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Love it. Harmon, starting wide receiver. I don't know what it is about freaking Harmon, but apparently he's a god. So we are the better team, not by a whole lot, but definitely, better than them. They're X factors, at least Anthony Barr, definitely on the older regression side. So, he's an X factor, but not really. Not really. Year 3, we got to the playoffs. I mean, I felt like that's pretty fair timing. We ended up turning the team around quite a bit, and we have probably one of the best young rosters in the league. Maybe need a little bit more time to develop, but definitely one of the best young rosters going, as we have so much potential. And speaking of so much potential, we came out swinging, and that kind of just went away. 17-10 still. We get the touchdown, 17 all. Down by 3. Let's slow sim it. Driving down. 3rd and goal. They get the touchdown, up 4. If they hold on to this, they win and move on to the divisional, and they do. Atlanta holds on for the first playoff victory of the rebuild. Hopefully not the last. Really good by McGinnis and Lucas, man. I don't know what it is. Then again, Raheem Mostert sucks too. Marquell Roberts, I wish I would have seen that in that breakout week. He had a breakout like week 9 or 10 or something like that. Didn't even come close. He had like 36 yards and a touchdown. Danielle Hunter, I mean, sack totals are fair enough. Pick totals, none. Kicking. Younghoe, I don't know what it is, dude. Younghoe Koo just sucks. There's just certain things in Madden Sim that just don't work, and kicking is one of them, because Younghoe Koo is just terrible here. And it's Dallas. We do still have the better overall. I mean, we're pretty much tied up for offensive and defensive rankings, but we're slightly better. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Could you imagine we win a Super Bowl? We're like, who knows? EA's like, we do. It's not going to happen. 7-3, still 7-3, 7-6. Good offensive possessions. Defense is doing okay. I mean, it's not bad considering Dallas's offense is pretty damn good. 21-13, 21-16, 28-23. This is a close game. Dallas is not going to tie it up. They do better. They're up by 3. Is this our ball? It is. We're moving, but now we're not moving. Is this a field goal attempt? I'll let Younghoe Koo try to do it. I mean, fair enough. At least they got there, and he nails it from 52. Younghoe Koo for 2. I don't know what that means. Moving down the field, but a 10-yard loss on the freaking hold. And we're moving. There's no way. And they win. Atlanta is headed to the championship round. That is nutso mode. Of course, looking at the numbers, threw a pick, but very comparable to Dak, and is only in his 2nd year. Rushing was slightly better, but not great. Kyle Pitts, 4 touchdowns, 177 yards. Will Fuller did well too. That is an offensive freaking performance of a lifetime for Pitts. Parsons and Lawrence do really well. Outside of Zadarius, I mean, I guess Grady Jarrett, not really seeing too much there. Young-Ho Koo, my boy, thank you for coming up clutch from 52 yards out, nails it. What the hell happened here? Excuse me, I'm trying to upgrade our best weapon. Thank you. I was going to say juice, and then I died. My brain melted. If we win the bowl here, I'm not even sure what, happens after. And honestly, we probably should, considering the Seahawks are an 80 overall. I don't even know how the hell they're here. They're negative for, at 500, if you want to call it that. I don't know. All right, it's Atlanta going to the Super Bowl or not. Let's see it. 14-0, pretty good start. 3, now 10 for Seattle. We get a touchdown right there. Seattle not going away at all. I know it's early, but with the way we were scoring, I thought maybe it was kind of being a put-away game. And here we are down by 3, failing to move the ball on one of the league's worst defenses. And our season's going to come to an end in the most shocking of ways. Maybe. Perhaps. I don't know. Blocked kick again from Young-Ho Koo. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yikes. Sim result there, but I guess that's what happens. McGinnis outplayed Wilson, it seems, but once again, the ground game just struggles. I'm really not sure what we need to do over at EA there, but something's got to be fixed with the running back thing. The average in the NFL, the very worst, if you have a 4-game stretch, the very worst average should maybe be 3 yards per carry. But consistently in Sim, if it's not a real-life player, you get well under 3 yards per carry a lot. I mean, our average Sim yards per carry with a non-real-life player is probably 3.5 yards per carry, which is just... I mean, that's not even an NFL average, And we have a pretty decent O-line. We have great right guard. Left tackle is decent enough. The other positions are just about 80s. Can't really ask for too much more from an offensive line. And once again, the running back is talented as hell. He just doesn't have the juice in Sim. Of course, the Jaguars versus the Seahawks. And the winner of this one is going to be found out in a week when we actually get to skip it. The Seahawks, shocker. All right, let's take a look at what dev-ups we may have had, and the quarterback does go up in dev. I thought maybe one of the wide receivers, even Fuller, not that I really care too much, but Fuller perhaps. McGinnis goes to Superstar. Only an 82 overall, though, which is a little surprising. I know he started off as a normal, so fair enough. Defensively, any dev-ups? We do. The 2 linebackers. Aluokin, who is 29 now, goes to X Factor. Does lose a little bit of his traits, though, or his ability. 91 speed he must have had. That's insane. Really good stuff there. No other dev-ups, though. Can't get the damn dev-up for the cornerbacks. It's fine because they're decent overalls. Thankfully, they were young. Zadarius, Jesus. Would you relax on the regression there, pal? DT2 could be something we look for, mainly because you would also be in the process replacing Grady Jarrett down the line. Outside linebacker, definitely, because once again, you're replacing Monty Rice, but you're also potentially replacing Aluokin. And then, of course, the free safety, Casey Hayward, I think we're going to be letting go. So, Jake Matthews is going to be let go, Casey Hayward going to be let go, and, I mean, really, you don't have to worry about anything else. I mean, those are kind of... just for the year, you're fine. But I suppose, obviously, you're starting to worry about some of these guys that are aging. Want to make sure that you have replacements ready or, just find somebody decent. All right, Dion Jones, how much? A 4-year deal, dude. I cannot give you a 4-year deal, pal. I offered him a 3-year 38. He didn't take it. The tag is 18 mil, which is really rough, but I suppose we only have to have him for 1 year if he does regress hard. Superstar is great and all, but... Superstar doesn't mean what it used to mean, unless you're maybe a tight end or something like that, or a quarterback, but yeah, I think we're going to let everyone else go. Not that the contracts are, insanely high, but I think the value is better just in free agency. You'd have to imagine there's someone just as good, if not better than Casey there, potentially even younger, and then obviously same with the offensive lineman, plus almost 80 mil, we have to spend the money somewhere. Tyron Smith is that guy. Who do you pay, though? I mean, it seems like Armstead's easier to get, but Tyron Smith is probably the better talent here. So I'm going to probably just offer him as much as I can. A 2-year 44 locks that position up if we can get him. But if we miss him, I mean, I'm just saying that's kind of an L. And as far as the safeties go, the only decent one there is Grant Delpit, but not really seeing... Yeah, he's actually pretty good. I'll pay him. If he wants to join, obviously, we don't know. Have some large safeties if we get him, which I love. I was a little too into that, I'm going to be honest with you. I suppose the good thing about Tyron Smith is that if we don't get him, Jake Matthews is still there, so we could maybe overpay him just to bring him back. And signings, we don't get... What do we have to do to get these tackles? I swear, you have to actually make a deal with the devil. We got a bunch of backups, I suppose, a couple Broncos. Delpit's a pretty big signing. That's an L, dude. We have 67 mil and no one to use it on. Like, are you serious with this whole stupidity of, oh, we're not gonna, no, you don't want him. We don't want to go to you. You're just the perfect spot. I don't want it. You guys made it to the championship round. Nope, not good enough. We literally offered the most money by a mile. And we were just as good, if not better, than all the other teams. We're ready to go this year. We're ready to go for sure next year. It is what it is. It's just Madden. It's simple. You know, there's things you can argue about. 40 times not representing speed, because that happens. Real life, a guy runs a bad 40 or a good 40, but as far as on-field goes, he's not nearly as fast, or he's way faster. But as far as free agency goes, there's no question about it. You offer a top-tier guy the most money by far, and the majority of it's guaranteed, especially when you're a decent team, they're gonna join you. That's just how it works. I'm sorry, that's just literally how it works. The only way somebody joins someone for less is if they're really old, pretty much. Or they're a way better team, but nobody there was like that, simply put. Watch, we're gonna lose Jake Matthews as well. We did get Jake Matthews back 1 year, 11.5 or something like that. Oh, man. I mean, even if we would have gotten Tyron Smith, we still would have had so much money left over, and we're going to lose Zadarius soon, so we're going to save money there. It's just, I don't know. I have my 3 players private workouted, if you will. Please tell me they show them. Rudy Little looks like he actually went up, so did Goodwell, and Haskins did not. Wait a minute, was there a hot patch for this game? Because why is I'm getting way more than I normally would? Rudy Little, he looks pretty decent, but I mean, Zadarius isn't a need to fix just yet. The DT, let's take a look. He's a round 1 talent grade, 1 to 2 projection. Looks pretty good. I mean, I think you have to take him. And then as far as the wide receiver goes, another round 1 projection. Oh no, that was his projection. Never mind. I went to look at him because of that speed. I don't know. He looks really raw, but he is fast. Calvin Ridley's only an 87 overall. He already regressed pretty damn hard. We could at least use a number 3 at minimum, so I don't know. I'm not sure what we want to do here. Well, hopefully we didn't sell, because we just went all the way down to 24, and we have 2 first-round picks. So realistically, we should have just traded up to make sure we get somebody, preferably the DT. Well, I guess they're all there anyways. Well, the wide receiver's not. Let's have to see about him, but I suppose Christopher Goodwell looks pretty damn great, so I'm going to grab him. He is normal dev, 93 strength, really fast, so maybe he is still good, but normal dev is an L. Do we still take Rudy Little? I mean, 6'4", 240, kind of built similarly to the guy we grabbed, Wilcox, who turned out really good. A B finesse. This is going to be a sell. I'm going to take him. I knew it was going to be a sell. Yikers. That sucks. And I'm honestly projecting 73 overall, which I suppose isn't terrible, but normal dev 73. I mean, I've definitely would have hoped for better. We get the Chiefs 61 and 93 to move up to 49 to grab a middle linebacker. Once again, don't know a whole lot about him, but I know he's young, and I know that he is fast. So those are the 2 things that only matter to me. Look at him. Just look how fast he is. That's really all you need. Oh, we have man coverage and finesse. I didn't even notice that. I just looked at the speed and age, and we also have him on a team, but he is normal. I'd still imagine he's the new starting outside linebacker, though. That speed is insane. We trade pick 88, a 7th this and a 7th next to move up 6 spots with the Titans. Our right tackle went a second ago, and we had another one that looks pretty decent, so we're going to be grabbing him as our backup choice. His name is Dion Brown, 6'7", 335 pounds, great bench press reps. Don't know a lot about him. That C is worrisome. The other C is worrisome. But B, run block, A, impact. I mean, I don't know. We're going to grab him, though. And our only hidden of the draft, and I would assume we'll finish with the only hidden of the draft being that guy. Of course it would be. Why wouldn't it? All right, let's see. The majority of them are normal. We need to see some good overalls. And we do. In fairness, they are all normal, but they are all very, very solid looking, at least overall-wise. Goodwell, he's pretty good. He's actually already probably better than the guy that's been playing number 2 the whole time. Rudy Little, 75 overall, new left end once Za'Darius is gone, although no traits at all. Literally no pass rush traits at all. Really? That is interesting. I will admit, that is quite interesting. What number we put him at? Let's put him at 50, whatever. And then the middle linebacker, the new right outside linebacker, Dion Spencer. Very fast. Coverage looks great. Catching is amazing. He has swim moves, so he's literally a better pass rusher than the other guy, technically, if you're actually using him. Unbelievable. But new right outside linebacker, not bad. Not bad. I mean, as far as normals go, it definitely turned around. Also, I didn't even think about D'Angelo Brown, the new left tackle. Well, going to be the new left tackle once Jake Matthews is gone. Let's see what dev he had. Big fella. Start of element trait. We trade Jalen Mayfield and Faulkner to the Broncos for a second-round pick. They're projected pretty late, so as long as it's in the bottom, 10, it's definitely fair. If it's a top 5, top 10, maybe we got away with one, but definitely fair. Former top 10, top overall picks. And, still young, obviously. I think the oldest one there was 24, Jalen Mayfield. Here's the squad for year 4. Once again, I'm a little surprised McInnes hasn't went up higher than that. I know I mentioned he started as normal, but he's played pretty well. I feel like he should be an 85, 86 by now, but I guess not. Lucas, if you look at the comparisons, I know McInnes started lower and he wasn't hidden, but Lucas he's been terrible. He's really been terrible, but yet here he's a higher overall than him. Roberts has been pretty decent. He's an 83. How good is he actually? Short route kind of sucks, but he's a god-tier deep route guy, which is kind of what you want. O-line, we have it settled. Jake Matthews is gone, and our line's set. Defense, linebackers, we might need a new replacement for Oluokun soon. Maybe a replacement for Grady Jarrett soon. Outside of that, the team looks great. We have our replacement for Smith, technically. Little that might not have the traits, but in Madden, I don't know if it matters. I think we've done a video in the past, but maybe they change it. I don't know. But we got Grant Delpit now. It's the youngest looking squad I would imagine in league. And once again, every single game we play, we're going to be getting better because we're the youngest. So obviously the XP needed to upgrade is lower. And we'll see if we can make the final hurdle. We obviously got to the championship round, lost in a very disappointing way, but we got there. That's what matters. If we can get there once, we can surely get there again. Negotiations. Kyle Pitts is a guy that you obviously give the 7-year deal to. Try to give him more if you can. 7-year deal worth about 100 mil. Super fast, super deadly. Grady Jarrett automatically is worth a 1-year 10. There's literally no way that I would not pay him this as an X factor into the next season. Young Hoku's a good kicker in Madden, but he doesn't get it done in the game. I don't know if overall matters. I'm just going to give him the contract, I guess. Really. Now you done pissed me off. Jamie and Gillen, he's obviously, he's a punter, so, it's kind of easier for him to hide, but I don't really see too much of him, so he's going to get the contract just because he's a decent overall, simply put. Monty Rice isn't bad, but I think we can do better. And we have a ton of money left over because at best, Dion Jones gets another tag. I don't really want to pay him a tag worth. The tag was 17 mil. Would he take a 15? Yeah, I'd rather just tag him then. So Tampa automatically gets the division, but can we get a playoff spot? We do. 35-20 against the division-leading, champions, I suppose. Let's take a look at the seasonal stuff. Lost to the Chiefs. Won against the Buccaneers. So, 2 really good teams there. And we competed. Let's take a look at the stats. Obviously, you can see our quarterback situation. Did pretty well there. 2nd and 4th. That should be probably X Factor. 37 touchdowns, 12 picks, 5,000 yards. Lucas, a little bit better than normal. And receiving, Hamler, the new guy that I released Fuller for, has the most yards and touchdowns. As you would expect. Clifton Bayer was awful. Jake Matthews, not much better. Sack totals 10 for Zadarius. What the hell happened to the team, dude? Like, we're just not it. And hey, Koo got the contract, and he only missed one, and it was blocked. Not bad, I guess. Looking at the NFC awards, I mean, what would we have had? Nothing? I can't really remember. Like, maybe Hamler, which isn't really the best. But here we go. Are we going to be able to do it? Going up against Minnesota again. We're in 88. They're in 84. We won. We actually did pretty well. What do we go? 11-6. Pretty good stuff, actually. But can we get back to the championship round? Can we win it all? Obviously, we lost to Seattle in a shocking fashion, really. Please. I don't expect us ever get a bye week, so we're going to have to win a lot of games if we ever want to win a Super Bowl. 10-7. Hey, there we go. 21-10. 28-10. It was looking like all Minnesota, and all of a sudden the game's already over at halftime, it seems. I did say it seems, so there's no need to prove me wrong, Minnesota. That field goal was debatable. And Minnesota, yeah, that field goal, I don't know if I'm making that same decision. And, of course, both quarterbacks were awful, but I suppose McGinnis a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at the numbers, really just bad by both offenses, really. Sack totals at Arias, man, he's really come alive in the playoffs. That's really when he shines, and I'm just glad he shines somewhere. Of course, he had a pretty good regular season, but outside of this season, he's not been great for us. And we basically had no choice. I mean, you think about how much it cost to get him. Imagine how much money we would have if we didn't grab him. We'd have all this money wasting, which we already do, but it would be even worse. And we beat them once, maybe twice. Can it be trice? I don't know if people even say that, but they're in 87 overall. We're in 88. Obviously, it's a big game, bigger than normal. And that's what I said when that bee stung my 2-incher. What? All right, going to the end of the game. Of course, it's not Brady anymore, so they might have a decent overall, but it's not Brady. So hopefully we can be able to beat whoever it is. And wow, that's a pretty good start for us. 27-7. 30-7 at halftime. 37-7. There's no chance. It's just not happening. 44-7. It's over. It is over. We are back in the championship round, baby. Not bad at all. 47-21, though. That's impressive. Daniel Jones was the QB, and of course he did throw 2 interceptions. We had 2 rushing touchdowns. Man, the running back situation here is awful. Lucas isn't even supposed to be a bad player, but he just is. Zadarius back-to-back 2-sack performances in the postseason. And Younghoe Koo, that's why you believe in him. What was it, 3 years of trash, and then year 4 he just goes off right when he needed his contract. He was holding out on us, but hey, at least, here we are. Championship round, let's see it. Come on. It's Dallas. We have beat them once before, but they are still a really tough team. 88 overall to their 85. Come on, Atlanta. You can do it. I know they can. Man, this is a rough road to the Super Bowl because, we had to play these teams. And then if you want to win the Super Bowl, you have to beat the Chiefs. This is not an easy task for anyone. Dallas also agrees with this, I'd imagine. 23-7. Offense has been rolling, and more importantly, the defense has been locking up, dude. 43-7. 43-14. What a performance. We have gotten to the dance. Let's go. We have a date, baby. 4 interceptions forced on Dak Prescott. Lucas was better than normal. I will say, at least we're not trying to... Well, I can say we're not trying to pretend we're not someone else, but we did have 2, 5, 10, 17, just about 30 rushes. It's, maybe just throw the ball, but hey, whatever gets us here and whatever wins it all. Zadarius with another sack, so that's 5 sacks in the postseason. Younghoe Koo missed 1 out of 6 kicks. That is a quantity of kicks they had him. They had him kicking a lot. Here it is, the Chiefs. Also, do we have ourselves a X-Factor quarterback or not? That's the question. I would assume so, but I don't know. Both teams are 11-6. We're technically the home team, which I don't know if that's good for us. And we do. X-Factor McGinnis. I also think Hamler was normal before we got him, so I'd imagine he went up to star, which is pretty expected anyways, obviously. 77 overall still. Isn't that what he started with? Maybe his morale was already high at that time. I don't know. Defensively, any dev ups? We had Za'Darius go to X Factor. A little too late. But fair enough. And I believe that was the only one. Spencer didn't go up in dev. Either did Dion Jones. I'm not saying this is the window, but it would be nice to win it here. It would be nice to win it here. Let's go to the media day and play the Chiefs, who are a higher overall than us. I mean, if we lose, it's worthy. Let's take one last look at the playoff spots before sadness ensues, I suppose. So how did the Chiefs get here? That's not how. We know how they get here. They beat Cleveland by almost double the score. They doubled the score in Indy. They tripled the score against Baltimore. I mean, I will say we've had some pretty good performances as well, but man, that does not look good for us. All right, here we go. The Super Bowl. Please, Atlanta, do it for me, baby. Hey, we still got here. It's a successful rebuild whether we win or lose, but it'd be nice to top it off with a Super Bowl win. 13-7. Offense isn't up to its normal standards. Defense was, but I think it kind of started with the offense. 21-all. This is a really good game, though. And it's not looking good. Oh, we're moving to the 30. Come on. Touchdown, baby. All tied up, and we stopped them. What's this? McGinnis with a throwaway. Why are we going backwards? We couldn't gain a yard on the Chiefs' D. 3rd and 20. They're going to punt it. We're running the ball, though. What are we doing? Do we try to lose this Super Bowl? Excuse me. What is happening? Yeah, we literally just lost. We legitimately just lost at the last second. And I can't even come in to help. I guess we're going to do one more season, because that is, as the kids would say, a pretty disappointing way to end it. Obviously, you can't do much with 4 seconds anyways. Might as well try to give Hamler some magical chance. That is a desperate way to lose. I mean, a whole fourth quarter just not moving the ball. I mean, a 2nd and 10 run, it goes for 6. Congratulations, you got lucky. But what is the play call in there? I mean, I really don't know what to tell you. Hardman went off. Man, dude, gotta do better than that. Simply put, Andrew Dixon. I mean, we need better performance than the sack totals. Look at them. 1, 2, 4, 7 sacks. I don't know if we had any picks. Bucker missed 2 kicks, and we still lost. One of them was blocked. I mean, the defense absolutely held up their end of the bargain, without a doubt. So did the special teams. The offense just did not, simply put. The problem with this rebuild now, though, is there's nothing that we can draft unless we draft an X Factor that can make us better in the draft. So it's really just hopefully spend a ton of money in free agency, and that's about it, really. Dion Jones, actually not asking for a whole lot with that 3-year 38 at 30 years old. I mean, that's not bad. Get to 40. I mean, I'd do it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm actually going to tag him and adjust him because a 3-year 40 at 30 years old when he's asking for a 38 is fair. I'm gonna cheat on that one, I think. But we might sign some expensive free agency lineman or something like that. I do like the left tackle we got, but well, I mean, I guess you can move him to right tackle because the right tackle we got right now, I know he's star, but he really isn't that great. I don't remember the full details. I'm just gonna make it a 3-year 38 with the majority of it being in the bonus. I think that's pretty fair. 84 mil. Maybe it's the quarterback's time to be re-signed. I don't know. All I do know is that we've succeeded on the rebuild. That's the goal. So anything else now is just basically extra. I will say we are not seeing the names we were looking for. We could use edge, so I don't know if we can get rid of Za'Darius, but I might try to pay Mac here. I mean, it's a 1-year 22. We're looking for exactly... Actually, do you want Donald more than Mac? I don't know how good Donald is, though. He's 34 now. He's got to be pretty slow. God, he's so good. I want him. I'm actually going to give him the full guarantee. I know it's not super common, but, if you're a team like us, would you not give him fully guaranteed? Why wouldn't you, no? We have 118. He's not even, The Cardinals got the same idea as us. I'm willing to pay him near 30. Like I said, this is a successful rebuild. I don't think it really matters after this season what you do, because you've already made the Super Bowl. So if we can win the Super Bowl, that's great. But if we can't, I mean, not really much we can do there. Aaron Donald, a 1 year 28, which, I mean, honestly, isn't even that crazy. Like, it's really not. Keenan will be let, I wouldn't say let go because he's not our player, but we'll let, Keenan walk there. We're not going to go for him. Jalen Waddle would be a great name, but, I mean, if he's actually an 89 superstar at 26, obviously getting the contract, right? There's no question about it. Simmons would be an upgrade, but not good enough of an upgrade. Rondale Moore. Was there any position? So we need a tackle, kind of, but we can't really do that, can we? We could just go for Sheriff anyways. Dion Dawkins. I mean, he's a good year 1 player, but is he good enough to be like, okay, we're not going to start Brown over him? I think we're going to go for Mr. Sheriff. Put him at left tackle. He has, superstar dev on top of it. Maybe not the most realistic thing to move a career guard at tackle, but hey, if the game is going to allow it, they're going to say, hey, maybe he can do it. We're trying to put together the God Squad. If Donald doesn't accept, I'm going to laugh so hard. And of course he accepts because you literally offered him like way more than anyone else. Donald signs, huge addition. And Brandon Sheriff signs, pretty solid addition. The worst part is we actually can't even get rid of Za'Darius here, which is really unfortunate. He's way too expensive. Well, we got pretty expensive pass rushers. Just not in the sense that you were hoping. Like, I know it's pretty cheap because, like, black anything is, like, really good for clothes and whatnot. But, like, he does look pretty sick, right? Like, black and red in general. Like, black and red, white and red, yellow and black. I mean, pretty much anything with black in it with a tint of something else is sick, but he does look pretty filthy. We're going to be trading Dixon off to the Bengals for pick 62. He's not bad. Obviously, he was our starter for a couple of years. Didn't really take that next step, but a 24-year-old, 79 overall DT. I mean, there's literal rookies that these guys might draft that are 24. Like, literally 24. All right, we're going to the start of our pick, which is the end of the first. We have pick 5 in the second round. Okay. The middle linebacker I wanted is gone, but the wide receiver is not. Calvin Ridley's not going to last forever. Oscar Ali is hopefully the move, and he is. Hidden development trait, 94 speed, 93 excel, 92 agility, 93 change direction, 91 jumping, 6'1", 194. This is like a Justin Jefferson type of draft pick there, maybe. I'm actually so shocked that all the middle linebackers went. There was literally like 400 of them. We could move Delpit down to linebacker and draft a corner/safety. We'll have to take a look at what we got. So 6'1", 22, super fast. I'm just going to take this guy in general. Daniel Carmichael, super fast. Normal dev, though. I don't know. I'm not sure. How many draft picks do we have? The hell is going on here? Dallas is giving me a second and a third. Of course, we are trading to a team that can definitely be the one to knock us out of the playoffs, but it's fine. They take a defensive tackle. That's a lot of draft picks for next year, even though we're probably never going to come into this draft again. But I mean, when the value is there and I have no one to take, what am I supposed to do, Then I traded for a second and a fourth from the Browns next year again. Once again, our players are gone. All the players just look really bad in this class. I'm just surprised we even landed a hidden. And as far as our favorites go, I mean, it's technically day 3. This guy's really weak, but, B, run block, power is not enough, actually. Damn it. I thought the A was something else, but it was stamina. Peter Hankins, not looking good, but super fast. Don't really need him, though. Honestly, what do we draft? Like, they all just suck. We're about to break the game with this pick. He's going to be hidden. He's awful. Holy crap. This guy looks really rough, too, but, I mean, well, he's not, it doesn't look, yeah, he does look pretty rough. I'm going to take him anyways. Patrick Hobson. Yikes. L's after L's. Round 5, Peter Hankins, whatever. I'm just going to take him. He is normal dev, decently fast, whatever. All right, let's take a look. 77 overall. That is a clutch draft pick. Aggressive run of the catch. No possession, unfortunately, but looks pretty good. The injury and toughness is worrisome, but looks really good. Let's take a look at the dev. Automatic number 3 with the potential to be the number 2, maybe even the number 1. Star dev, unfortunate, but, works out. Let's take a look at, of course, we could have probably looked at that corner before you did, but I want to take a look at the middle linebacker we had. Where did he go? Was it him? No, I think it was the white guy. There's no way it was him, was it? No, he went all the way up there, did he? I mean, they're all 1 to 2s, so I don't know, but he's obviously really good. Maybe I didn't have him. I know I had him and a bunch of other guys on the list, but maybe I didn't have. Wow, I wish we had him. That would have been perfectionate drafting. Let's take a look at that other corner, though. We did have pick, was it 5? What is this guy? Of course he's hidden. Of course he's hidden. Daniel Carmichael. No thank you. He is literally built to play the safety spot. He'll be the free safety, but he'll be the backup probably. All right, here's what the squad looks like for the final season. McInnes with an 88 overall, probably needs a contract. This is, the best we can do, honestly. We have the future set. We just don't know if we can win it all. Donald's a huge piece to the team. Maybe he's enough. Maybe he's enough. This is a great squad. Let's see if we can do it. Week 10, we are rolling. We have some re-signings. The quarterback is obviously first. 7-year deal with, not even that much asking price. 7-year 221 looks good to me. Lucas, cheap contract, even though he hasn't really played well for us. Maybe he knows it. I don't know. 5-year 25 sounds good to me. Sheriff, probably not. Grady, probably not. Thompson, of course. Not a 5-year, a 6, not a 6-year, a 5-year. Perfectly fine. The wide receiver, Roberts. He's not been perfect, but he's obviously a great player, so we're going to keep him 6 years, 67. We're getting a lot of deals on these players, so maybe we actually can afford some of these other guys that weren't projected to be kept. Obviously Carlton Davis is a guy that you want to keep. Probably a 2-year deal, but he is star, so, maybe he does regress hard if he doesn't, get that dev up here. We'll see, because Donald could probably be bought back, too. Unless he does, retires. It's not that crazy of an asking price. I'm actually going to do it now, just in case, because the tag is going to be like near 30. That's a huge savings. This team wants to keep going for as long as possible, apparently. But yeah, such a great start to the season. We're kind of choking, which might cost us the bye week. I will say it was still an amazing season, but yeah, it did cost us the bye week, unfortunately. Take a look at our undefeated start. That was, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row. Loss, 1-1, loss, 1, loss, 1. Fair enough. You can't ask for much more than that. I still can't believe we didn't get a bye week of 14-3, though. That's nuts. But let's take a look at the season. Of course, McInnes looking pretty good. Running back, Lucas, my guy. Nice. Ridley, my guy. Finally an X Factor. Pitts went off. Robert's pretty good. Ali, not bad. O-line, best they've been the entire rebuild by a lot. Sack totals, 11 for Jarrett, 10 for Donald, 9 for Wilcox, and 2.5 for Goodwell, who's technically more of a kind of run-stopper guy anyways. Thompson might go up in dev. Young-Ho Koo is great. This is, as expected with that record, the by far best performance we had on the season. McInnes with a 5th-placed MVP spot. Any award wins, Ridley, and that is it. But still a really good performance. Can we get back to the Super Bowl? Can we win it this time? If we do, Tampa's a 9-8 team, and they are an 86 overall, which is still pretty good, but we're obviously way better. Simply put, we're just better. And here we are with a home game. It's pretty rare that we get a home game. Tampa's like, what do you mean? This is a role reversal here. But obviously, starting off strong, stopping them, getting a touchdown, stopping them again, getting another touchdown, stopping them for only 3. We get another touchdown, another touchdown. Can we do it again? No, 28-10, 35-10. This should be all wrapped up. 35-13, 41-13, 41-20, and it is a GG. Just like that, into the divisional round. Daniel Jones still the quarterback there. McInnes looking pretty good. With a touchdown as well there on rushing. So is that 5 touchdowns total? Pretty good. What about the sack totals? Nothing. Really nothing. Okay, sweet. All right, divisional against the Niners. 90 to their 86. Same exact difference as our previous matchup. All right, go to the end of the game. Can we do it? The Niners put up 7 right out the gate. We get 3. They get nothing. We're up by 3. All right, up 6. We'll take it. We'll take it. Up by 9. Okay, it's not, as good as normal. But we are leading. Kind of. Hey, would you stop? They got the 2-point on top of it. Obviously, we could go for the field goal, but there's no need when you're us. And as you would expect, we move on. Clearly no one was nervous there at all. McInnes, still good. Percentage was down a little bit, though. Running back. Oh my god. Everyone was so bad. That is by far the worst rushing performance I've ever seen by any teams combined. Jeez, that was awful. No sack totals, really. Delpit with a pick. And Young Hoku, ever since he got that contract, has played pretty damn well. Gotta give it to him. He's had a pretty good run of it. It's now the conference championship against another division rival. This has been a bit of a run here. 89 overall. They are ready to go. Who was that guy? Was that Pete Werner? Is Pete Werner a freaking X factor for them? That is something. Can't be that good of an overall. And at least for the AFC side, it's the Bengals. It's someone new. You got to be happy with that. 7-0. Nice. Second quarter, it's all tied up. Oh, they're winning by 7. Relax, Saints. This could be a GG. 21-14. Still 21-14. Come on, Atlanta. That could be it. That could be it. We only get 3. Now down by 8. That's a GG, but maybe we have a chance. We get it. Down 8. Defense does the thing. Offense is choking. 4th and 12. All the talent in the world. Let's see if they get it. And that is really good coverage by Garner Johnson. Going for the hit stick and miss, and then he's stiff-arming a lineman. Yeah, we didn't help at all there. That was just not good. That's a rather lackluster way to end this thing, I'm going to be honest with you. But ultimately, the team just wasn't good enough, apparently. I guess. The Saints are pretty decent, I suppose, but McInnes with 3 interceptions. Kamara with 5 rushing touchdowns. The defense really sold in this one. Young Hoku missed the kick. God damn, dude. That is super anticlimactic of an ending. But we went to 3 championship games, went to 1 Super Bowl, all within a 5-year span. That's a success in my book. Let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl, take a look at some of the players we had, and call it a rebuild. I mean, I'm still happy with it. The Saints versus the Bengals. I'm hoping for a Bengals win here because otherwise it's 3 Super Bowls, I believe, where we just lose, come up short, and they're the winners. And as usual, let's take a look at these players now. Let's take a look. So Calvin Ridley is in 88 overall. His regression has begun, but he's an X factor. He's still really good, though, right? He's still pretty damn good. Looks really solid still. Obviously, there are some pluses in there. 86 overall, Marquell Roberts. Really never developed properly, but he's obviously a burner. He's still a tough guy to cover. Mr. Joshua Lucas, 26 years old now. Started as a power back, turned into an elusive, and, he looks really good anyways. Pitts, the 99 overall, only 25. That is actual cheat coterie. Look at the route running. He's just absolutely nuts. He's just too damn good. Anyone else? McInnes, I suppose, 92 overall. Once again, kind of a slow, progression, but he got there super fast. It worked out. Of course, the abilities are all stupidly broken. Oh, you got the first 2 abilities you got were insane, though. DevUps, none to be seen. Guess we'll take a look at Wilcox. Mr. Wilcox, 97 finesse move, 87 speed, 92 excel. Really impressive, actually. Turned out pretty good, obviously. AJ Terrell, 96 man, 88 zone, very fast. A great player. Did he drop? No, he did not regress. And I suppose we'll take a look at Thompson, who did go to Superstar as expected. Deep zone KO. That was kind of the prime, right? So, it was a good rebuild, obviously. Just couldn't get the Super Bowl win. I'm all right with it, though. We made 1 trip, came close, and then, we lost those 2 championship rounds. Let's just go 1 more week on, and let's see, kind of the overall drop, potentially. And will we get there? Who knows? We do. The overall apparently doesn't drop, but that's pretty much going to be it. That's going to be the Atlanta Falcons realistic rebuild. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game tonight. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoy this one, like I said, leave a like, subscribe. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support. Really does mean a ton to me. Maybe follow me on Twitter, JeromepkR, second channel PKR Plays, and then twitch.tv/JeromepkR for streams. And yeah, if you have a team you want to see next realistically rebuilt, fantasy style, a challenge rebuild, anything at all, let me know in the comment section below. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, See ya.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, the classic.
You picked the wrong house, fool! I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
Oh, someone's getting head in the background. Oh, damn. Look, he's standing like he's Picasso.